Hey, what's happening everybody? Nate at Mothbite here, and I've got a wicked quick review for you on the RX 5600 XT. So quick recap, what I set out to do with the last build was make a system that was good for all-around productivity, but also really solid for 1080p gaming. And not the kind of thing that you were going to have to upgrade in the very, very near future. And it makes it tough because the sky is almost the limit with graphics cards right now. There's a lot to choose from in that $250 to $350 price category. I narrowed it down to this, and let me just quickly go over why. So just to keep this quick and just to keep this simple, I'm going to focus on three cards that I think people would shop directly against one another. One is the 5600 XT. Now there are a whole bunch of different 5600 XTs out there. They range in price from the $280 range to like probably about $320 or so. And then the 5700, and of course there are a whole bunch of different ones of those too, and those range around $350. And then the 2060 KO, which comes in two variants. It's only made by EVGA. That one's a little simpler. You either get the 2060 KO or the 2060 KO Ultra, which is a little silly because the 2060 KO Ultra is just the exact same card with an incredibly slight overclock. And even if you're not into overclocking, you can just get MSI Afterburner and get that out of that card. I know you can do it. But then there's this. And what I really started thinking about is what I really think you should think about, and that is the experience you're going to get. I think it's the most important thing. It doesn't matter what hardware is in your system as much as your experience with it. So you may never notice the difference between getting 112 frames per second on a 5600 XT, 117 frames per second on a 2060 KO. In the end, you've got to make your own decision. You have to do your own research, and it's your money you're spending. You spend it the way you want to spend it. Don't let anyone tell you that one particular thing is better than another if it doesn't make sense for you, and it's up to you to figure that out. There are a lot of people out there like me that are happy to give you recommendations and advice, and I happen to think that if you don't want to spend over $300 on a graphics card right now, you're going to game at 1080. G-Sync is not important to you. Ray tracing is not important to you. Even on a 2080 Ti, using ray tracing on a lot of games is just brutal. The less expensive NVIDIA cards, I'm telling you right now, if you try to do a lot with ray tracing on those, the cards are just going to struggle and the games are just not going to be as enjoyable. So if you're gaming at 1080, you plan on gaming at 1080 for a while, and you have about $300 budget for a graphics card, I think your money is very, very well spent on a 5600 XT. I think it's also very well spent on a 2060 KO. I think that's an absolutely great choice, and I would compliment you for choosing one of those too. As with a lot of these things, there really aren't a lot of bad choices. Maybe one of these days you can get a 5700 for $299 or something. That could absolutely happen, and that's a great deal. There isn't one thing that is always going to be a better choice than anything else, and don't torture yourself over making the wrong choice. Do your homework, listen to some good qualified recommendations, and then just go have fun. Go enjoy yourself. Like I always say, it's the experience that counts. So thanks for sticking with me to the end. Hey, listen, if you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe, and check out more Wicked Quick reviews and some other build videos. I've got some really interesting stuff coming up, so I'll see you next time.